website at the moment. So the first section, the broadcast section, has no embargo, and then we'll turn the cameras off onto the written section, which is embargoed until 10:30 tonight. Good to go.
Afternoon, Andoni.
Afternoon.
Back to winning ways against Wolves, and some more records for you, which is something you seem to have done since you arrived at Bournemouth. Obviously, a hat-trick of penalties scored by the same person. They were won by the same person, which is a Premier League record. What's the reflection been like from you and the boys after that fantastic away win?
Yeah, obviously we were pleased, no, because I think the performance was really good. I think we started with a very, very high rhythm, and we keep the game is never under control, especially playing against a team that has so much offensive power, but in the way we wanted, no. And I'm happy for Justin that he scored the hat-trick, but happy because a lot of players had good performances. Also, some things to improve that we've been analyzing quickly, because now in this period you don't have time to review a lot, and you are more focused in the game ahead. But yeah, I think it was a game that we needed to win. Yes.
What's the Bournemouth team news ahead of the game with Tottenham on Thursday? Have you got any concerns, worries, or players coming back?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to the squad we had. Obviously, we recover Antoine from the suspension, and then we have Lou, one or two players that played the other day that finished tired. We have to also consider that we play in a very short space an important game Sunday away against Ipswich, and we'll have 2-3 situations that we'll have to take decisions, but I hope they all can play, and we can have even more players available than the ones we had the other day. Yes.
So Lewis Cook, is he a doubt, or is he just tired?
No, I think he's gonna train today. He's gonna train, and we'll see. We don't want to rush him also, because now we have a period where we are playing a lot of games, every 3-4 games. So we also have to consider how the ones that played started the other day are to go again Sunday, and we will take decisions according to these things.
Up next, Spurs. Obviously, your record against the bigger sides in the Premier League, and the vitality has been great recently with victories against Man City and Arsenal. So does this type of a game and this type of an opponent suit the way you've been playing recently?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think Spurs are different team from the ones we played. I think stats-wise their stats are amazing. They are the top scorers in the competition, and they are not conceding. I think just 3 teams concede more than them. They have so many threats, especially offensively. They are very good on the press. They are very good on possession. So I think it's going to be very difficult. I think past season we played, especially the second game, the away game, very well, and even playing very well, they beat us 3-1. I finished very happy with the performance. It's this kind of games where you have to be very good and probably better in the boxes than them, and it's always difficult because they have very high quality there, and I think they are a very good team. I enjoy watching them. They are very offensive, the way they play, very good players, and I think we will need to be at our very best, like we've been, like you said, in some of the games we've been here, and also be better inside the boxes. Yes.
You talk about their qualities and how good they are and how difficult they are to come up against, but they've only won once in their last 5 matches in all competitions. So can you understand, based on your analysis, of why they've not picked up results, and perhaps why Ange Postecoglou is under pressure? Can you understand that?
I think I enjoy every time I watch them play. It's a team that, you are going to watch. Sometimes you have to watch some games because it's your job, and you have to watch the opposition 6 or 7 games, and you think, it's been heavy, these games that normally Spurs, is a good watch. Normally they play well, quite an attractive football. I think the margins in the standings are 2 points, 1 point, 3 points. It's a matter of winning one game and everything looks much better. You lose one game and it's a disaster. It's not. I think they are very close to the, I don't know exactly the points, but from the second, third team in the standings, they are nothing, 4 or 5 points, not more. It's very, very small margins right now, and I think they are playing well. Every time now that I have to analyze them to play against them, I know it's going to be very, very difficult.
You may come up against a familiar player in Dominic Solanke. I know that there's question marks over his fitness. He wasn't available at the weekend. He wasn't very well. And Ange said today that he's not sure if he'll be available for the game. I'm presuming you'd hope that he's not available.
I prefer that he doesn't come, obviously, and he doesn't play against us. But we have prepared the game thinking that he's going to play. And I think he's a very important player for them. I expected him to play very well there, and I think he's playing very well. He's giving Spurs a lot on possession, out of possession. He's being himself, and if he plays, obviously we will have to try to challenge him, to be ready for everything. We know him very well, but also he knows everything we do, and I'm sure he's going to be the first one, that will give all the info and will help the staff to prepare for our game. But it's also a good challenge for us, yes.
Dom's faced a little bit of criticism from some quarters in the Spurs fans because he's only scored 6 goals in his 17 appearances. What would your message be to those fans that perhaps don't think he's up to the standard of playing for Tottenham, because you know him better than anyone, and his game isn't just about goals, it's so much more rounded and so much more about the team?
I think everyone understands this. I think you see the game against City, for example, that they beat City 4-0. I don't think he scores, but I think he was, I don't know if the most important player, but if not, he's the second. I think he's been very, very important for them, very important. He gives them a lot, and they are also using him very well, playing for his strengths. He has obviously very good players around. The wingers are very dangerous. He's very good setting for them, linking up play, and I think I see that he's doing well from my point of view.
And just finally for me, Sky Sports, along with the club, have today launched a TV show that they filmed in the Brighton match with a fashion stylist, a famous broadcaster in this country, Gok Wan. I know you didn't get the opportunity to meet him, but the message is out there today, and it perhaps feels more important than ever to talk about these things. How important is it that Bournemouth is seen as an inclusive club and that everyone is welcome to come to match days, to come to this stadium?
I think it's very important. It's true that, as you said, I couldn't meet him, but I think the club is being very proactive in this kind of campaigns. I think it's important that we realize in our everyday the small gestures, the small words we say that probably they can affect other people, and we improve ourselves. Everyone improves. Football becomes an environment where everyone feels safe, like you said. Everyone comes to the game only worrying about what happens with the team and enjoying the game. And I think the club is helping and is getting involved, and I think is a good thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We often think teams playing in Europe are at a disadvantage, having to play 3 times in 8 days. With this sort of run, does this put them at an advantage because they're kind of used to this sort of thing?
It's true that they are more used than us, but I don't think it's a big advantage, disadvantage. I think we will have also one more day than them of rest, let's say. It will happen very different when we play Ipswich, that they already have played yesterday, and it will be different in the weekend. But I always prefer to have 1 more day, 2 more days of rest if I can choose. But I don't think it makes a big difference.
In terms of, you mentioned Tottenham's high pressing, and I think the way you play is so successful, winning the ball back high up. Are Spurs the best at that at this point?
They are very, very good. I don't know if they are the best, but it's a team probably with Liverpool, and that probably puts a higher rhythm into the games. So for us, what it's an advantage against a lot of teams, probably is not such an advantage against other teams, because if the game opens, we are normally very happy that we can run and open a little bit the game. Against the Spurs, they are very used to this, so probably we don't have this advantage. So it's a different type of game also that we have to prepare, knowing that the way we play and the way they play, normally the game will finish open in one moment or the other.
I may be just asking this as a Tottenham fan, but why are they so inconsistent?
I cannot answer to this. Obviously, I cannot answer to this question. No, I think they play very well, and the more I analyze them, the better stats they have. I think it's very early in the season, and they are very close to the teams that are ahead of them. So obviously they are probably also in a season where they are playing in Europe. They are playing every 3-4 days. They didn't have this issue, let's say, in past season, and probably they started like with better results. But for me now, I see them and they are even more solid than they were past season. I think they are dealing also very well with some injuries they've had, and I think they are going to be very, very good this season. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think for us is a very, very difficult opponent. I think we will have to be at the same level we've been against Arsenal, City, or improve what we did the other day against Brighton, especially in the boxes, if we want to have a chance.
Mark asked you about Dom. Can you take us back and give us a glimpse behind the curtain? When did you sort of start planning for life without him? I know all of your focus is on the next game, but when does that process start?
I think it was all the summer, no? I think when there is a lot of noise about these things, especially last days. I think last 2-3 days before it really happened, it's a situation that the club had to be prepared for, that we wished in that moment it didn't happen. But I think all the summer, I think the club was working, no, in case someone came with the money and the transfer happened, to be the better prepared as possible, knowing that the market changes every day and probably one player that you want is not there anymore and you have to be adapting all the time. But it was not a big surprise, no? You never know what's going to happen, but obviously a player that has scored the goals he scored past season, he's gonna be always in the market, and there is a danger, no, that he leaves, but like it happened at the end.
So then when the club come to you and say, okay, we think Dom's going, do they say to you, what are the main attributes you want from his replacement? Or do they say, these are the players that we think could replace him the best?
No, I think we are in a moment now where the club knows what we need from every position and what we are going to demand to the player playing in a position. But you never find the exact player. This player has this, but probably lacks this. So they have obviously analyzed much better than me, and they. But it's not like the percentage options, and I say no, this one from this. No, doesn't work like this. No, I think the club has previously done a job, and they analyze all the chances, the profile, the market changes. One player that one day is available, next week is not. The market is very difficult. I don't like it. You don't know me already, I think. I don't want to get involved too much, and I try to help and try to analyze from the options that they think are available. Some players you see, and the first sight you don't like or whatever, or you see some things that are difficult to teach, or you say, I don't know, if you have these 5 options, this one probably is the one I wouldn't, but it's difficult. Every position, every market is not something that I really enjoy.
So last one on this, when you were facing the dome-shaped hole
Mm.
in the summer, did you think it was going to be as smooth as it seems to have worked out, replacing him when Evan Elson has come in and filled that?
I think it's always difficult to replace someone who obviously has performed so well and has given so much in terms of goals and a lot of things. But I think the club had a plan, let's say, no, and I'm happy because I think Evan Nilsson is playing very well. He's helping the team to play well, and I hope he can continue, no, in the line that he has been playing the last games.
Thank you.
Thank you.